inside. Here comes a fly swatter. The fly, yeah, it's what you got to do. The fly,
You've just seen the director's cut of the Chris DeBois film The Housefly. Now let's take a look behind the scenes and see how it all happened.
the fly, in the sugar bowl.
Fly, in the sugar bowl.
One of the most difficult and painstaking tasks for creating the housefly was the construction of the set. My parents were out of town for a few days, so Chris and I seized the opportunity and completely tore the house apart. As you can see, there were a lot of things that we had to move and remove from the walls and rooms. I made this tape as kind of a map so that I'd be able to place these items exactly where they were before we started. And did pretty good, I might add. Since most of the items you see are very small and very breakable, Chris volunteered me to do this work by myself, but I didn't mind because Chris didn't want to take the blame in case anything got broken. The room used mostly in the housefly was the living room, so naturally it ended up being the most difficult to renovate. I took all the items out and placed them in another room. Needless to say, the room I ended up putting these things in became quite full, as did a couple of other rooms. There's a shot of the kitchen there. The kitchen was actually only used in one shot for my character going into the kitchen. As we travel through the hallway here, catch myself in the mirror there, there's things even in the hallway, on the walls, pictures and other more knickknacks. Now here's the bedroom where we used as my character's bedroom. Now this one was rather tricky too, because there's more of the same back in here. So all that had to go too. Now it took Chris and I a day and a half just to do the set, and you can see why.
I'm Chris DeBois.
And I'm Todd Hilton.
Welcome to the set of the Housefly. We'll be showing you later on
What we've done to the house.
what we've done to the house. Right now, I guess what you're going to be seeing is the time-lapse footage of us putting in a fake wall.
Yeah, this is a wall that's actually covering up the stairway that leads to the top story, but you're not going to be seeing that. We're making it look like a one-story house. And so we've covered this wall, or covered this doorway as such, to make it look like a wall, and we need to texture it so it matches the rest of the surrounding walls.
So, I guess we'll get right down to it. So, enjoy.
A big part of the housefly consists of visual effects. Cornball as they are, they played a big role in pulling this whole thing off. The very first effect you see in the housefly is how my 2-story house becomes a 1-story house. A rather clever effect performed by a computer program called Toaster Paint. This is what my house actually looks like, but with a little touch-up from Toaster Paint, and voila, a 1-story house. The next effect, which is used throughout the housefly, is a horizontal picture flip, which is used to add to the illusion that my house is actually a different house. The only problem with the flip, however, is we had to avoid getting shots of things with words on them. Otherwise, they would end up being backwards. Here's a small sample of the effect as I walk around the set of the housefly, which consists of the kitchen and the living room. It may make you kind of sick to look at this, but this is the effect and how it works. Here's a segment where Chris and I did some more work for the set.
So for this one, we wanted to get a different look for the house anyway, because it's like normally you just see the main sheetrock.
Yeah, which isn't finished to begin with.
So we wanted to add some pizzazz to this production, and
So actually, this is a last-minute decision that we made.
so hopefully it works out. We'll know later on.
Yeah, we're going to time-lapse this one for you, too, as we're putting up the wallpaper and making the appropriate adjustments of the kitchen furniture.
So it'll just take a few moments.
Yeah, so we'll get to that now.
When I first saw Chris as Crazy Carl, I couldn't help but to laugh. We didn't actually intend on him looking like Groucho Marx, but it just ended up that way, and all for the better.
Okay. I think Chris is in full Crazy Carl mode here. Is that going to stick okay?
Yeah, but it kind of constructs my
Oh, your smile?
eh.
Hmm.
I'll do the best I can.
Yeah,
If it rips it off, it rips it off.
Yeah. Yeah, good thing we have extra Velcro in case we need to make Chris a couple more mustaches. That is the most dressing up you've ever done for a part, I think, of any kind, our production or otherwise. You look like Groucho Marx, dude.
Oh no.
I didn't think of that. Oops. Oh well.
The glasses and the mustache.
Yeah. Oh well.
And now here's a look at the completed set for the housefly.
I'll give you a brief tour of the set of the soon-to-be box office smash hit, The Housefly, filmed by Chris DeBois. What you're seeing now, this is the room which will be occupied by my character, who doesn't really have a name. We just call him Guy, because you don't ever hear his name during the movie. And this was once my mother's guest room. We've redone it to suit our needs. Moved a lot of furniture all around, and so complete with underwear hanging off the light fixture, which would pretty accurately describe most single guys, I think. And as we go out here, this is one of the things we were working on yesterday. Took us quite a while to get it finished. This is the wall that we've put up. Yes, this is our wall that we put up. It didn't turn out too bad. And it's covering up it's kind of like a large doorway that leads to the stairs that go upstairs, which you won't be seeing in the movie. Continue our brief tour of our set here. We found this old 1977 calendar that you're going to be seeing in the movie. But it's going to be weird because you viewers won't actually know what year it is because there's a lot of things that's going to throw that off. some people, you might recognize this clock. This is from the control room at Channel 9. Just borrowed it. And this is the main living room. This will be where the majority of the scenes in the Housefly will take place. It took us 2 days to get the house to look like this. A lot of it out here was just taking things off the walls and rearranging some furniture to fit our needs. There's a window that we actually covered up, and you can see it a little bit, the outline there. But well, that's as good as it gets, because we have to shoot today or we're gonna run out of time. Yeah, tape keeps coming off. A retarded picture of me up on the wall there that I drew like when I was a freshman in high school. And so this, an old TV, old VCR. We've covered all the bases here. And things aren't completely set up out here, but for the most part, this is what the set looks like. And the last room that will be seen will be the kitchen here. And really the only thing we did to the kitchen was we put up some wallpaper. And we didn't wallpaper the entire wall, we only just did this small section here. This is all, because this is all that's going to be seen of the kitchen. So, that's what our set looks like. And it took us 2 days to do it, which we would have liked to take less time, but it didn't. Well, folks, we're going to give you one last behind-the-scenes look on the set of the Housefly. I'm now standing in my backyard, and the reason I'm back here is because this is the only way to get into the house part of my house. what's still normal. So we have to go in the back door here, and here we are. As you can see, the stairway is blocked, and this is what it looks like from behind. A lot different than it looks from the other side. On the other side, it actually looks like a wall. On this side, it just looks like a barricade here. This is the other bedroom here. This is where we're keeping some of the other furniture. This is the, you can see this is the furniture from the room next door, the one that we're using for my room, my character's room. And of course, we can't move any of this furniture back and forth without having this wall down, so that's going to be interesting. Well, that's about it for this section of the behind the scenes. So, we'll continue later.
One of the things Chris and I did specifically for the Housefly director's cut was the entrance of Crazy Carl. Now, you don't see this in the TV version, and this is what we went through.
Hello again. Before you've seen us put up drywall. Now the next stage of the project is we're going to move garbage,
So to speak.
around for a segment of Crazy Carl's
Pest control.
Yeah, pest control.
Whatever you want to call them.
this part of the
Yeah, movie.
production. as soon as I get it right there. So what you'll be seeing is a lot of scrambling, because this thing hasn't been moved in years.
Yeah, at least 2 years as far as I know. This is my dad's 1969 Dodge truck here. Has absolutely no power whatsoever, well, for one thing, because it doesn't have a battery.
So needless to say, we'll be using Todd to tow the thing around. Naturally, I'll be steering to make sure it doesn't crash into anything.
Now, you want to give us a rundown here, what we're dealing with here?
Well, it's actually pretty simple. What we're going to be doing naturally, since this is a stick shift model, what we have to do is keep it neutral. Of course, you probably already know that. I ain't calling you viewers stupid or anything. But that's basically it. Hopefully it makes it run more smoothly. We've had to air up the tires because they have been a little flat, and since this hasn't moved in a couple of years, that we have not too much overgrowth
Yeah.
going here.
All right. We're now attempting to make the first connection here. Chris is under the van attempting to connect the one side of our tow rope here. Yeah. seems pretty stable. Hopefully.
Okay, I don't exactly know how to do this. So
I
guess
do. Well,
it's gonna be quite difficult because we have so much excess there.
mm-hmm.
Normally, what I'd say is bring it out this way so I can get it onto the main drag and then tow it all the way around.
Well, I figure what you'll have to do is I could start pulling you from here, and you crank it to the left and swing it out onto the driveway, and then we go around because you're going to need that room to make that turn.
I'm about ready to do this.
Our Father, God help us all. We're gonna do it.
Nice and slow. Yeah, take out the slack there. No. Ready? Keep going. Nice and slow. Whoa! I'll compensate once I'm on the driveway, man. Whoa!
Probably one of the more entertaining parts of the production was JJ's cameo. That's right, Channel 9's own Mr. JJ Wright. And as you can see, we had quite a few outtakes from this little tiny clip.
This has been paid for by Americans for stupidity. Hello. Have you ever felt tired, irritable, blah, bloated? Well, what about just plain stupid? If you're like most Americans, you're probably just stupid. And the sad fact is, there are things you can do about it. Bloated? What about just plain blah?
Sometimes the outtakes weren't necessarily caused by JJ, but by me because I couldn't stop laughing.
Blah? Hey, you. You're probably sitting in there on the couch with your stupid people doing stupid... with your stupid people.
Even though this part was scripted out, JJ would still attempt to ad-lib his way through it, with mixed results.
And you, stop that stupid thing. Get that stupid thing out of your mouth. That's right.
And the longer we did this, the more JJ got into his part.
Just stupid. Yeah, that's it. Stupid. Really, really, really stupid. Would you stop doing? Just please, for goodness sake, stop. Stupid. Man, stupid. Have you ever felt stupid?
Sometimes it was just plain blah.
Blah? 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 Stupid.
Eventually, JJ began to question even his own intelligence.
Maybe I'm stupid.
Well, let's throw in one more blah just for good measure.
Some of the things that you do, some of the people you see, some of the places you go, they're all stupid. And one more thing. Blah? By the way, don't be stupid. Thank you. Stupid.
JJ's convinced that everyone else around him is a complete moron.
Stupid. I just can't believe that you're all stupid. Everyone is stupid but me. I just can't understand it because, you know, the world really is stupid. And if you really want to dig down deep, it stinks.
JJ's eyes seem to have a mind of their own.
Well, if you're like most Americans, you're probably just stupid. And the sad fact is, you have no idea.
The following is a public service announcement for your own good.
There's so many stupid things that you could be doing, and so many stupid people you could be seeing. Why are you sitting there with that stupid remote control in your hand doing stupid things in your own stupid house? And one more thing. Well, this has been a message by... Stupid, but right now I have
JJ
no
seems to be
idea
able to
because
see
I'm
his
probably
viewing
just one
audience.
of the stupid... Hey, you, get that stupid thing out of your mouth. That's just ridiculous. Hey, you. Yeah, you, stupid. Get that stupid thing out of your mouth. That's just ridiculous. I've never seen such asinine behavior in my whole life. That's just... Yeah, stupid. Yeah, that's it, stupid. And you know what else? Stupid. Thank you very much. Irritable?
But still, it comes back to just one thing.
Blah. What about just plain stupid? Blah? Blah? Yeah, you know, that's it. Really, really, really stupid. Blah? You must be
And one final note.
really stupid. Blah? So the next time you look in the mirror, look at yourself really close and say, I must be stupid. Blah?
One of the more difficult effects for the housefly was the finale. Originally, we had used a small rubber fly for the finale scene, and we had less than perfect results, as you can see by this original cut. Hard to control and very hard to keep an eye on, the small fly proved not to be the best thing to use. Being as small as it was, the original prop fly that we used for the finale was not very detailed, and so it was hard to see exactly what it was you were looking at, and also it was difficult getting a good angle on the fly. We really couldn't change angles, and so you see even less motion in this fly than you do in the one that we actually used. Two different effects were actually tried to get the effect we needed for the ending scene. The first, which you saw, was chroma key, or blue screen, as many of you know about. This one is actually called luminance key, which, as you can see, shows even less detail, and it actually ended up looking more like a black blob than a fly. So it didn't quite work out until we tried something else. This time, we'd actually found a larger fly, a much larger fly, and we actually dangled the fly in front of a 19-inch TV screen. And using chroma key again, we were able to key out the blue and replace it with the finale scene, which you see in the end of the housefly. Now, as Chris controls the housefly by threads that you can't see, I actually move the camera from left to right to give the illusion of the swaying. This was actually a very tricky scene because we had to keep the limits within the TV screen, otherwise you'd see the borders of the TV screen. Every now and then you see it kind of go off the edge, and that's what happens when it goes off. Also, Chris found it very hard to control the fly to keep it going so that it actually looked halfway decent. Of course, the effect looks cornball anyway, because, well, obviously, because the wings don't move, but this is more or less how you would have seen the effect had it been done in the late 50s and 60s, as we are making fun of those kind of movies. Chris had quite a time controlling the fly because he had to mimic the movements made by the camera when we originally shot the scene. And it quite easily got tangled up, as you can see. Now, the way we got around seeing through the threads there is we actually had to put the camera slightly out of focus so that you wouldn't see the threads that were holding the fly up. You can kind of see the threads hanging there when I have to adjust the effect of the chroma key. We had to do this over and over again until we got it to look just about right. Even in the final version, you see there's a few mistakes in there, but it was a rather difficult effect and took us quite a while to get it. Now we go into post-production. One of the final phases of putting the housefly together involves something that Chris and I had never done before, which was actually scoring the housefly. Now, scoring, for those of you who don't know, means adding original music to the movie. In this case, original music tapped out on a keyboard, which neither Chris nor myself know how to play. And here's some clips from that session.
Okay, what we're about to be doing and what you're going to be seeing from now on is us doing something.
Yes. We're going to be scoring the housefly.
We're going to score with the housefly. Right on.
We're going to score the housefly. I get him an F. We've for the last few weeks we've been coming up with music, original music, well, for the most part, for the housefly, and right now we're getting ready to add some of it onto videotape. We've already got some of it on tape, and so now we're going to continue doing that. And here's your first look at us doing that. I had to reteach myself how to play that because I forgot what the notes were.
One of our major influences music-wise for the housefly is horror master John Carpenter, and I think if you listen to the soundtrack for the housefly, you can hear the John Carpenter influence.
See? Told you.
I don't know, it just sounds better with two.
That's why I put it on preview.
It just sounds better with two. Yeah.
Watch for Q now.
There's nothing to watch, just listen. It just sounds better with two.
Doesn't feel right. Well, whatever. If you can do it better on two, then we'll do it on two. On two?
No, let's do it one.
Okay, in five. You're confusing me.
One musical sound that you hear throughout the housefly is what's classically referred to as a stinger by Mr. John Carpenter, and that's a sharp noise that usually distincts something scary.
I got it.
Bawoosh. Bawoosh. That's a toilet flush.
Oops.
Oh, that was good.
Too hard, I forgot to wait for the edit.
Yeah, just after it. You should, yeah, I should wait like a second so you actually hear the stinger when I'm leaning back when I go. You know, like that. And then when I look out the door, and it just stops. It's like as soon as I double take. And then it goes into your cornball. Okay, practice run stinger. Actually put that in there. That doesn't even match my lips. I'm not even doing anything.
Just do that until you can't see his mouth.
Even though it was a lot of work, Chris and I still had a lot of fun during the session.
Full preview because it sounds different. This is what I have to put up with, folks.
Yeah. Alright. Shut up.
Yeah, it sounds different when it's on one channel. So you might have to stick to just two keys, just the two high keys. Let's preview it this time and just hold it through the whole thing and see what it sounds like before we put it down. Okay. Yeah. So whatever you just did. Unless oh, come on. They've added the wide-angle lens on there, so you should be able to see just about everything, which is probably more than you really want to see. Okay, you want to play with the scene?
And he reacts too quickly to the fly.
1, 2, 3, blank.
Yeah. It's like screeches over and then he runs. Ooh. Looks really scared to me.
Well, the thing is, it's like there's no room for...
The voice of the housefly, probably Mark Johnson's most unusual cameo appearance considering you hear him, don't see him, and not a single word is spoken.
Today we're going to be recording Mark Johnson as the housefly. The voice of the housefly.
That would be me.
Not actually putting wings on Mark to make him look like a fly, he's just doing the voice. So
Although I would feel, you know, much closer to the fly if I were in costume.
well, yeah. Okay. Shameless product promotion.
Take one. Shameless product promotion. Take one.
Okay, do you want to run through this again, or you want to give it a try?
Yeah, one more time. Let's preview it one more time. Let's do it. That works.
Alright.
It works.
Alright, let's do it. picked Mark for a reason. He has the deepest voice I know, and a better voice to do a plot.
And
And
besides, Kermit Washington wasn't available.
He couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it, so.
Mark being the bassist as he is, it's like the sound of one of those flies that you could put a saddle on, you know? One of those big, you know, like about that big around.
Saddle up, boys!
Okay, I swore him off the wall, I do a victory dance, and start reading. Mark is now going to vocalize the fly during the bug spray sequence, and we'll see what happens. This ought to be fairly entertaining. Okay, so this is all the way up until the crash landing. I can't remember how crashing was. Like flies do when they're dying, just kind of. Yeah, do that a couple of times and then stop.
All right.
Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, this one. Yeah, let's do that one again. Yeah, you don't do that until he lands, until he's on the ground. Then you do that kind of seizure kind of kind of thing. Yeah, try to match them. He's just kind of weak looking for. Yeah.
Drunk fly.
Yeah, and then as soon as I spray him, it's like kind of a buzzing, and do that a couple of times. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
If we can keep Tom from laughing when I do this, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
To end our behind-the-scenes look at the housefly, we'd like to show you the last thing we did after we got done shooting, which was striking the set. And for those of you who have never been in drama and don't know what the term means, it basically means taking down the set and putting things away. And so we'll show you the time-lapse footage of that now.
which was once the main set of the housefly, is now back to its original form. And it pretty much took all day to get it back the way it was. Chris had to leave a couple hours ago, or actually it's been quite a while, but it's about 1:15 midnight now. About 4 days after we started putting the production together here at my house, and now everything's back where it belongs. So that's going to wrap it up for the behind the scenes of the housefly. So for the housefly, I'm Todd Hilton. Good night.
Everybody, why don't you try a brand new dance that we call the fly? Just move your hands, shake your neck, and move your body just like an insect. The fly, yeah, is what you got to do. The fly, just let it land on you. The fly, yeah, let it take control. The fly, in the sugar bowl. Now the sound of the fly is what you heard. Don't get confused.